Huh?
Hey,
Back
bro.
from the dead.
Hey, bro. Decided.
Hey, Zach.
I think we need to call you Kenny, like from South Park.
Thanks. Because I mumble and I die? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. What happened to Kanum?
So what did I miss?
Dude, everything. We talked about string gauges, we talked about pedals, we talked about why Eddie Van Halen is that important that he needs to be in 5 of these episodes.
Okay, there we go. Blah, blah. Welcome to Tonal Distancing. All right, guys, good to see you again. Let's do the toast. A toast to the lords of music, both living and dead. Please be kind to us as we drink and guide us through our musical journey. Prabhu, who would you like to toast this week?
I'm gonna toast Yvette Young from Covet. You were talking about tapping earlier. Check her out.
Okay. Zach?
I'm gonna toast to Eddie Van Halen. I'm gonna toast to.
Good choice, man. Good choice.
Thanks, dude.
Unique.
I'm gonna toast to Ross Campbell, the YouTuber.
And I'm going to toast to Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits. So good to see you guys again for another week. Cheers. So yeah, what's been going on guitar-wise? I know, Prabhu, you've been sending us pictures of, I don't know, like the most ugly guitar I've ever seen.
Yeah, my SG Majesty hybrid. Yeah, I mean, this week I've been mostly focused on producing stuff and not really guitar as much, but guitar-wise, I've been more in that shopaholic mindset of browsing guitars and be like, "Oh, this would be a cool." I know I messaged you guys about the guitar that I want to do some custom work on it, so that's been kind of cool to think about. Just like
what was the guitar name again?
So it's a guitar that Zach and our friend Ram from high school, who passed away when we were in college, his guitar was at the house that I lived in college. So my friends said, take it with me. It's a D. Armand Jetstar or something. It's like a random fucking discontinued guitar from like the 90s. It looks like a Wavebird kind of thing.
Okay.
You can take a picture and you can slap that on here.
There we go. Perfect.
But yeah, it's got a lot of work. It was rotting away in a frat basement for a long while, and it was in like drop A or some shit. But yeah, I've been using it as my low tune like guitar, but I want to do some work to just flipping the pickups and stuff. It doesn't work sometimes. There's like a lot of I want to change the pickups, and then it's a bolt-on neck, and I was actually playing with the idea of, what if you just replace the neck completely? I've never done that. I've never had that done on a guitar. I'm sure that'll change a lot, but I don't know if that, what I'm trying to think of, what are the most value for my money changes I could do to a guitar from the ground up, because I don't want to give it away. So,
I mean, if you're not giving it away, I think it's like anything that will help playability from the sound to like the feel of the neck and everything. So
yeah.
I've never replaced a neck. Have you ever replaced a neck, Zach?
I did. On my Strat, I don't remember if we talked about it, but I had a scalloped fretboard when I bought it.
Oh, I remember that guitar.
Whoa! What was it like having a scallop fretboard? Because I always find them kind of fascinating, but like scary.
So when I got it, I was, how many years ago was this?
I think
it was like
when I was in college. I think it was like 2015 or something.
I think it was even earlier. I think it was like 2013 or 2014, and I really was not playing guitar enough to justify A, purchasing a guitar, B, to purchase a scalp fret guitar. But like, I was at Guitar Center and it was really cheap. It was an American Strat for, I think it was like $500.
Jeez.
And the story was that the guy, like whoever owned it before I purchased it, he scalped it himself because he was like a diehard Yngwie guy. So it's like the same color Strat and everything. I don't think it was like Yngwie pickups. But so he scalped it himself, and he actually did a pretty good job, but he didn't finish it properly. So it was kind of cool playing, but I brought it into my basement at some point, and because it wasn't finished right, literally while I was playing it, like the neck bowed outwards.
Ooh.
Like I started
Damn.
playing it and it was like this, and when I finished playing it 30 minutes later, it was like this, and everything was buzzing out.
You went
So
from being a scalp guitar to not.
yeah, so like real quick, I was like, I don't think this is gonna work, so I bought a neck for it.
What's the benefit of doing that to the frets? Is it just like your frets stay in, like it hits easier, or it's like easier impact or something?
I think it's supposed to reduce friction because it doesn't hit the fingerboard. I mean, it really wouldn't either way, right? Would it hit the...
Well, no, you do hit it. Like
It's supposed to accentuate not hitting the fingerboard, right? Like, so it's like supposed to be like extra tactile, so you make less contact with the fingerboard, which I don't know if the friction thing plays into it, but that's supposed to help with speed or something like that.
On top of that, you can bend by pushing down, which
That's
I
true.
don't know if Ingve actually does that, but
Let's just say if you play a scalped, guitar neck, you just let us know how wrong we are.
yeah, right. Please. I don't know. I wouldn't ever again seek out a scalp fretboard.
I don't think I'd ever do that. I like the idea of like I'd like to just like play one, but I would never want to like keep one.
Yeah. And I sold mine, so
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess like the nice thing about like neck replacement is that if you decided that you wanted to try one, you could easily just buy a scalloped fretboard, put it on your Strat or Telecaster, whatever you have, and then like try it out, and then be like, "Oh, I hate this," and then take it off and put it on your regular fretboard.
right.
So yeah, so probably you're gonna do the neck. I know like pickups are probably like a lot easier. I know we were like started with like pickups like thinking like active because you're Rom like deathcore, right?
yeah, he played like deathcore kind of stuff, and so you mentioned active pickups, and I was like, oh god, never again, because I liked them for something. Like when I look back at the ESP I had, and even the actives that I had, I think it was like the 80, not the 81, 85, like 81 and the 60 or something. But they sounded great after I put in the extra 9-volt, but I don't know. I've kind of shied away from active pickups, especially because on this beautiful Majesty guitar with the acoustic pickup that's battery powered, there's like a little light that tells you when the battery's low. That's just such a simple thing, but a huge thing that like most guitars, I think, that have active pickups don't have that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from at least the ESP that I had, it didn't have that, and so I would have this paranoia thing of like when my tone was shit, it could have completely just been me. But I would be thinking like, oh, is it the battery? Is it this? Is it? And it's like I don't want to have that question thing. Like now, if my tone is crap, I know it's me. It. Don't blame it on anything but me. Like do the work.
I think it's also harder, especially considering your old ESP Eclipse, was that you did like the 18-volt like battery mod, right?
I did I just when I took it.
So you don't even know if it's like one battery or both batteries. You're just like completely lost.
And then you have the thing of like, and I did it at Guitar Center. The guy who did the setups there was actually pretty good, but there's always that question of like, did the guy screw it up? Is there something with the wiring? And because it made it a lot cleaner, but then there was a lot more. The thing that was, in hindsight, what I appreciated was how much control I got with the volume knob. Because when I'd keep it all the way up, it would be super distorted with the 18-volt. Then I could tone it down, and it's like a distortion pedal. It would like tone down to a clean amp, and I think this guitar does it too. But it really like. I'm not really changing knob volumes that much. I kind of prefer just having a tone that's singular, but maybe that'll change since now that I missed that a little bit.
So yeah, I think between the neck, the pickup, I think active pickups is just what I thought of because you said deathcore. Maybe that's just ignorant for me to think deathcore means automatically active pickups, but I mean, there's a ton of like high output passive pickups. I think I don't know. I mean, I think when I was looking through Seymour Duncan's stuff, I mean, like I think like the Dave Mustaine pickup stood out to me just because he's thrash metal, so maybe not 1-to-1, but like there are high output like passive pickups out there that would probably work great.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to look at the Seymour Duncans. These have Seymour Duncans. I don't remember which ones they are, but I love them. I think that I don't really have a gauge against other Seymour Duncan or honestly other high-end passive pickups, but I like them. They're great. They don't. I actually really like the standard Gibson humbuckers that come in like Les Pauls and SGs a lot too. It's like
baby, fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah, like I know I think they're the Alnico or something or whatever was in my Epiphone at least. I liked those. I thought the clean tones and everything on that were great. And I don't know, high output. I always find that it's easier to have if you have an lower output pickup, I think you can push it more with other things more than taking a high output pickup and then trying to tame it. I know Zach had that red Les Paul that you were talking about. It was just like you just couldn't get a damn clean tone and you play in a country band, so like that's important. That's kind of like 101 for
True.
Wait, and your red guitar, Zach, that has like the 490s, right? I mean, yeah, 490s, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've just been like the most lazy and irresponsible guitar player, and like I've sat here and complained about how aggressive they are, but I've literally done nothing to change that. So they're probably like invaders or something. And this whole time,
like the Axe Effect sitting in his room.
Hey, it's still in a box.
Firmly in a box. You're just
dude.
waiting for Christmas, man. You just want to feel that joy.
Yeah. I want to feel the joy.
Zach's going to get a PS5 and an Axe Effects and just have them sitting in his room but not sell them. Just contemplate his purchase.
It's not a bad idea.
Man. But yeah, it looks like you have your work cut out for you. I mean, I would recommend, obviously, if you're going for more like classic rock, hard rock, maybe like a skosh of metal. Maybe like the 490s, but I don't think that'd do the job in your guitar.
Well, I'm not trying to make it a deathcore guitar. That's the thing, is I want to make I want to make it my like lower tuning guitar, but I definitely want something that's still versatile and still useful. Because I do think, keeping it and working on it out of a memorial kind of thing is nice, but it's also making it functional so that's not just, again, something sitting in the corner that's rotting away.
For sure.
Zach, did you you had a thing you wanted to teach us, correct?
I did. If I remember it. Yeah, so something like that. Is that loud enough?
Yeah.
It's too much feel, though.
Oh,
sorry. I can't compute. That's still too much. That's still better than I can do.
Okay, let me try again.
There it is. Feel doesn't mean playing it off. It means playing it out.
So, this is in everybody's favorite key.
A sharp.
Everybody's favorite key of E. Everybody's favorite key of E major, and so I was messing around in E Mixolydian, and I was originally playing Canum.
Both of us, both Canum and I, with like the side duck question mark things.
Guys, anyways, so I was playing this lick. And then I was like, wait a minute, what if I did So I think this is Mixolydian. I don't really know, but so it's don't play it yet. It's it's 10 to 11 on the D string.
I'm muted. No, I'm not.
It's 10 to 11 on the D string, and then to 9 on the G string. So first, please.
Wait, 10
No,
11
9. Yes. That's close.
That
That's
it?
really close. Probably.
Is that?
That was close too. So I don't even. It's not even a half bend. It's a quarter bend. All right, I'm gonna do it one more time. Ready? So it goes up to
there's an extra note in
quarter
there.
bend, and it's a pre-bend. So you drop it down. It's a pre-bend.
I like that a lot.
Oh, is the bend on the 11th? On G?
It's on the 11th, and it's a quarter bend.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, so what is it?
So you do the bend, and then you go 12 on the G. Yeah.
Wait, it's
Yeah,
12
so
on the G, and then what's the next note?
12 on the G, 11 on the G, and then end on the 9. Yeah.
Almost.
That's very close. And then you throw some vibrato on the puppy.
Oh, I think I got
Throw
it.
some vibrato on that puppy.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a picture mic.
And you can do the major version. Or you can do that minor version. Oh, crap. Yes. Beautiful. And that is Zach Word of the Week and everybody's favorite key of B.
Yeah, that isn't that hard. It's just a little bit of a puzzle.
You get in the feels, Prabhu.
Is
It's
this
a
what it's
mental
like
puzzle.
to feel? This is refreshing.
I am not a robot.
I'm glad I got this guitar too, so that I can sound a little better than I actually am. What do you lead that? What do you lead that into? Do you use that as kind of like a lead into a higher thing, or is that just like where'd you get that from?
So I don't know where that came from. Like I wasn't learning. I've never like used that lick. I just like. I think I accidentally did it today. But so I was playing over a progression, which is. Like just like something like that. So
That's nice, dude.
It was flowing.
I could like
And,
feel the like this kind of like a 90s rock kind of thing under it.
Yeah. I've been trying to write a solo for that song for like a year and a half.
Is it like a song that you've been working on for a while?
It's actually it's In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel.
Oh, okay.
And we play it with Great Scott, but like I just like every solo I've tried to write for it was just like bad. Like I just couldn't think, like nothing felt right. Like I was just like, this is my solo.
So
No,
is there an actual like proper solo to the song, or do you write one specifically?
I wrote that one specifically. I don't think it has a solo. At least not in any version I've heard of it.
Do you generally like for songs a lot that you're playing live, do you generally sit down and write a solo, or do you just go with your intuition and improvisation, or how do you approach it?
It depends. If it's like a really iconic song, I learn the solo for the most part. Most of the country songs that I play, I write my own solo, just because I feel like, especially in like kind of the modern side of country at this point, like it's just like a filler solo. Like they're all like it's just like a guy at a studio who's probably played 100 of these solos in a day, and he's just like, ah, crap, I gotta throw in a solo here. So like, you know what I mean? And so like, for ones that I really like, I will learn them. But like for a lot of it, and especially because a lot of country songs are just in drop D, like it's just like
Really?
it's just,
I had no idea.
I would have I thought it would all been in like G major, the
well,
Who knew Chevy Truck Month went so hard?
so
yeah, I guess it is. It's like that
See, like-
Texas metal kind of thing, like the.
like it's the modern country. Actually, okay, let me see how many country songs I can play in drop D right now. So
Ready, set, go. The minute's on.
oh crap, okay. So that's one, and the riff is, or the chorus is. And this one is Beer Never Broke My Heart. She's country.
Got 30 seconds.
Here for the party. Boot stomping. What else do we got? I know there's more. That song I played last time.
10 seconds.
That Hillbilly Deluxe song. Chris Stapleton. Crap.
And timeout. That's our country minute. I'm just kidding.
That was
that was impressive how your recall and everything too.
They all
Just
sound
like in my active set.
They sound like classic rock songs that honestly, if you had not said they're country, I would have just thought like some of those riffs, I was like, I definitely thought you were playing Back in Black at one point and just dropped D. Or like one of them sounded like Killing the Name of, where you did that kind of like major thing.
I immediately went to like, you're just playing all Living on a Prayer, just a little bit different each time.
Yeah. Well, okay, so let me tune it because I actually, that's kind of the vibe for a lot of it. It's just like dance music, but we actually added "Killing in the Name of" to that song that you said it sounded like. So like we have this part that's like. And that's like part of the verse. Like threw it in there.
Only you could make
that's hype.
Only you could add "Killing in the Name of" into like a country medley.
Well,
I mean, I think he has to. He's trying to.
It was the bass player for Sadie Bass. It was Nick, the bass player for Sadie Bass. But
shout out to
the
Nick.
thing is, like, we love that because like there's 5 people that know it. You know what I mean? At a country concert, there's 5 people that you'll do it, and you'll see them in the crowd go, "Oh!" and no one else like reacts to it.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's part of the song, I guess.
That's awesome.
But it was funny that you said that it sounds like classic rock, like the guitar parts, because I have a theory that as rock music became like everyone started tuning lower and lower for like modern rock music. This isn't a diss on it, but like as that happened, like the blues side of rock guitar players or like classic rock guitar players all picked up their bags and they said, "Fine, we're going to country." And I think they all left and went to play country, and that's exactly what I'm doing too. It's like it makes sense now.
You just see country in like 2022.
Dude, honestly, maybe.
Drop A, 7 strings, like those ergonomic, the Toast and Abasi Telecaster thing.
Yeah. Hey,
All
actually,
baritone guitars.
write this down. Listen to America, I think it's called, by Granger Smith.
I definitely thought you meant the Rammstein song, America. Do you know that song? We're all living in
Firefly.
America, America.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
It's wunderbar. Yeah, I love that song.
What, America by who? By who?
Granger Smith.
Granger
Granger Smith.
All right, I got it.
That should be your thinking music whenever Kano.
Thinking and writing music.
We'll be right back.
All right, y'all.
Welcome back to Tonal Distancing.
Welcome back to Tonal Distancing. This is your host, Kano Max, proudly Reagan Nathan and Zach Hayes.
Tonal Distancing. Yeehaw.
Number 5, Zach Hayes in all mid-Michigan. You just got promoted, my son.
You sound like the guy from Sundance.
Come down to Sundance car. That thing in Lansing. Are you talking about the car thing? Oh my god. How do I remember that? That's Sundance cars.
Well, at least the three of us will understand that reference. And anyone from Michigan will probably understand.
That's a core audience. Just pure Michigan. All right. So we had outros. This week we just said we would talk about some outros. I don't know. I was just thinking about just kind of like some of the elements of music that you kind of put into the stuff you write sometimes, and kind of some of the things I've pulled from before are just like interesting ideas from outros. And I always find outros as this. It's maybe not like the first thing you think about when you think of a song, obviously, because it's the last part of the song. But there are like some just very unique ways that like some of the songs I was listening to ended that just kind of made me want to talk about it. So what were some of the outros that you guys like thought of, messed around with in your own music and that you listen to in other people's music, just out of curiosity? Prabhu.
So, okay, so I'll start with my own music. I did think about this because outros are definitely, I think, one of the trickiest things I find, because it's so in the past, for my last band, on my EP that I wrote for my project Two Face, the outros for two of the songs were fade outs and two of the songs were just stops, and oddly enough, they fit great for each of their respective things. And I think, I mean, it was definitely translating it live. You have to like I had to change the songs to be a hard stop. But yeah, you know, there was one of the songs, the outro I really liked, where everything builds up, and then all the instruments take away and the drums just go for an extra measure. It's just like it's kind of like in When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin, when the drums just keep going, I think, for an extra measure.
Yeah.
And I think I did that accidentally. I think I just had copied the MIDI drums like an extra measure, and then when I heard it back as when mixing it was like, sounds cool, I'm gonna keep that way. It adds this like it sounds intentional, but it was not. In general, outros, I'm less of a fade out kind of person. I like the hard stop. I think it's a little more dramatic. I think if I was thinking in terms of the context of writing a full album, I might do something like a fade out here and there. I actually read an article about fade outs versus stops, and how the person was arguing about, like, you know, music these days doesn't do the fade out and why the fade out has so much importance and stuff. And there are definitely songs I think I like when they do that. Like one of my favorite band, Guns N' Roses, does this in their song November Rain. I love the end, that riff so much. You guys might not know who Guns N' Roses is, but you should definitely look them up. They're just one of my
Did the bassist for Velvet Revolver play for them?
No, but my favorite guitar player, Buckethead, was their lead guitarist. Buckethead, he was just the best guitar player in Guns N' Roses ever. And they had this guy Slash who started out there, but like they
Saul Hudson, you mean?
Yeah, I think that was his name. Yeah,
Sure.
I think he's in a Guitar Hero song, but that's a different. He needed money. But Buckethead, when they played live in 2003, their best era, they did.
I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna come to Texas and just stab you.
I'm doing this for the TikTok.
I'm gonna stab you and then get back on the plane and come home and burn down Sundance.
Burn down Sundance?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's happened like 3 times already. I'm not really gonna burn down Sundance.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
It was a joke.
Oh my god. Yeah, Sundance, we love you and we love your PR guy. But
I'm really gonna stab you.
But in all
I will
seriousness,
really
I do love that end solo of November Rain.
So are you playing it?
No,
it's
no.
funny you say that, probably
Come
because I
on.
texted you saying that I had dibs on it.
Oh, he's killing it. Zach, can you do better?
I already know.
What a dick. Let's give Zach a good cut of it.
Yeah,
Give it to us, Zach. Give it to
Yeah,
us.
give it to us.
We'll be quiet. I'm muting.
I don't know that part. Something like
All right,
that.
well, I played it just as good.
The first part was fine. Screw you, dude. I'm gonna stab you.
But hey, I in all
This is Gloss Man.
even aside from Buckethead playing it better, I do love that riff so much. And
Yeah.
and I really love how it fades.
That was sneaky. You almost got away with it.
Son, you don't need me to repeat. You heard. Did I stutter?
The line was drawn.
I know what I said. I know what I'm about.
Oh man.
So I love
Guns
that riff.
drawn. You're on.
I think in terms of other outros, I don't remember if it ends with I think it's just a fade out, but there's this one Sabbath song that goes
What song is that?
I think it's Under the Sun. It's on.
Okay.
It goes.
Because when I thought of outros, right, I was like kind of like started putting a list together, and one of the like a couple bands kind of came to mind is like Outro Masters, but Sabbath is like one of those.
Dude did that riff, yeah. War Pigs.
I need more. Just amazing.
And they do the
yeah. Dun, dun.
fucking evil. Yeah, like and I like how they at least in the version on Spotify they like speed it up. It's like really weird, but it's really I think funny. Like you get to that really evil whatever part, and then they just like speed it up. And
Yeah.
but yeah, the Sabbath outros they've got a lot of good. Like that one, Under the Sun, so that riff the intro goes. It's on volume 4, and
Okay.
that riff at the end has that like ultimate, just like you feel like you're in the final battle of like an anime. It sounds a lot like Hindi music. Like Hindi music does the same thing in all the 70s Bollywood movies.
They're just They're just Black Sabbath tracks.
They're just Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden songs, and like, so that one has a good one, and then Fear of the Dark. I think how that goes from the it's been so long since I played and then they go back to the and the outro, and I love that I like that outro because it doesn't fade out, but they make it really quiet back in the end, and they bring back what was in the intro. And why I like that is it gives it this, you went through a whole cycle, it culminated, built up, and then they like kind of simmer again. And I think that adds, especially for those like longer songs, I think that's the best way. I don't like the Freebird outro at all.
What?
I like the solo. I don't like how it just keeps going and they fade it out. Because I wish to me, I wish they had like built it up, and then they either ended it like just bam in your face, or they had like brought it back to that like, and I'm a free bird kind of thing. Because to me, it just felt like
you have this thing. You don't like. This is also why I want to talk about, because you have this particular thing where it's like you don't like fade outs.
You want to vent about the song we're working on.
But I'm just saying, like,
Flash was better than Buckethead.
First of all,
public service announcement. But like,
technically skilled better, but
I think Buckethead wins for feel, but that's my opinion.
The savagery.
I'm here to lose friends.
I'm here to lose friends.
Yeah, you're doing
video call up 3. I'm looking to drop both of y'all.
Oh god.
Fuck it.
Game recognized game, but for sure. I don't know, the argument between like fade outs and a clean cut ending. Like I see why you like clean cut endings, obviously, but there's some fade outs that are just like, it's like, I don't know. It just feels like the song is triumphant because it fades out. Like I think of Fade to Black by Metallica. Like that with like the solo. I'm not really playing any Kirk Hammett solo, but that like that's I feel good. Like a very triumphant, like just continuing, like there's like a sense of hope that like it's almost like when you watch like a really good movie or read a really good book and it just like the story continues, you don't know what else is happening, but you'll have to come see the live show to see how we figure out how to actually fucking end this.
So I think to your point, the song, and then to me, it's still contextual. Or like sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. But like I think so in the case of Freebird, it's because it's a solo and not a specific riff. So like I like when it's I'm more likely to like it as a riff ending out rather than a solo, because to me a solo, there could be more. It's still, where's it going? Whereas like a riff, I might know where it's going, and it's built that thing. But like if you're fading out like the
Fear of the Dark. Oh no.
And I don't even know if they fade that one out, but like if they fade that out, it like when they're fading it out, I already know that it started with that, and that riff was only there for the outro. Or the same with the November Rain, I know he does solos and stuff, but it's still, to me, almost like a riff. Like, because I can hum it. I can remember the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, and he, like, does that. By he, I mean Buckethead, does that repeatedly. And he does that, and he does that...
Is there going to be a missing persons report in the radar counts?
I'm going to mute your ass.
It's just going to be overtakes of every time I say Buckethead, Zach going, Slash. There's like when
yeah,
Slash... Slash, you have to
for
leave
giving me
some of the
that
bucket
idea.
heads so people
He says
know.
slash enough that you can just cut to himself saying slash, dude.
Yeah, you could just cut to me saying slash. Like he does it in a way that even though it's a solo, it's still a riff and it's dedicated to that outro. So I don't know. No, again, and I know to me the outros are fine as long as they. I think when we were talking about stuff about soloing and outros, that's where I'm not as huge on.
Oh, come on, man. So I had like a difficult time picking what I wanted to talk about, and now I wish I would have picked something else or picked a different song to talk about, because I was like struggling between a different song and Comfortably Numb, because I never learned the solo to Comfortably Numb because I always just played the rhythm part for like previous bands I was in. So when I was playing with Kano X and May Moons, we'd play Comfortably Numb. The amazing Hootie Tunes was able to lock down that solo because he's just a big Pink Floyd fan. So he did it, and he did it tremendously. And
Shout out to Hootie Tunes.
But yeah, shout out to Hootie Tunes. But that whole thing was listening to like the original Pink Floyd solo in particular. It's again, it's like just that triumphant thing, and there's no November Rain melody that Slash plays perfectly and Buckethead plays like trash. There's no November Rain melody like that in Comfortably Numb. But the story that like the solo tells at the end and it trails on is tremendous. It's like, again, another shout out to Hootie Tunes. We used to play Sultans of Swing. The actual recording, like that solo just continues on, but like you still feel it, and you don't need it to like end on the root chord so you can feel satisfied. So I don't know. I see what you're saying sometimes, but maybe it's like my adoration for some older songs that seem to do the fade out that I'm not like I won't always fade out, but like I see the purpose of it and I see the joy, especially when you like leave it to that improv at the end. I really like that.
Yeah, and I think that's why it the cheap answer out is always it depends, or it's situational, but I think
obviously I don't think that's a cheap answer. Yeah,
because like to me, I think the thing I do appreciate about that, and I think even the context of some of the older songs, why even just knowing how they recorded, which is I feel like a lot more of a live setting. Their recordings were a lot more of getting into a studio and jamming live and that kind of stuff. So when I do appreciate like in Freebird, as if I take it as like it's not like the solo, the outro bothers me, but in terms of thinking of it, no, like it's like when I take the song, I think of it as like a live version, if that makes sense, because of the outro fading away during a solo. It's almost like, and then they just kept soloing till the sunset. Versus,
do you not like soloing to the sunsets, Prabhu? Do you even really play guitar?
No, I mean I'm not really.
You don't have feel? Is that why?
I don't have feel. I mean, I'm not.
You can just go to the end of time.
You gotta do the face, the stank face thing, like that's a sign. As he doesn't even hit the note.
So, yeah, he doesn't vibrato enough.
I don't know. It's a situation. So you were talking about Metallica, a song that I love that is super long and doesn't fade out. One that I love the end of just like.
Oh yeah.
Or something, I forget what it is.
Metallica was another band that I thought had like the outros. Mm-hmm. Like they're an outro band. They completely package well.
Well, even in that one, Master of Puppets, like the outro, it just hits like because he does the, but then the drums do like instead of the double time, it's like half time there, and then it goes.
It is.
with the like ha ha ha, ha the laughing and stuff. Yeah, and I think that's badass. Like to me, like why I love that is it just like it depends on the song, you know, like that song hits that song like at the end you feel like and especially so
I think it does seal the book. I feel like originally I didn't think I was going through Metallica songs and Master of Puppets didn't hit me, but like when you're talking about like the last laugh, especially at the end, it really seals the deal on it.
And it's like when you're playing a song too, so like that's why I think, you know, fade outs and stuff with if I'm listening to a full album or something, then sure. But if I'm just listening to a solo song, a lot of the songs I listen to are only like, you know, 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. Like a lot of those songs that fade out were like 7-8 minute songs, which a lot of newer stuff I don't, you know, I don't think has that as much. But like with some of those songs, like especially with playing, why I find like playing along the Master Puppets or One, it's just you get to that last chord and you don't give up, because like that last chord, that last measure is still a different riff than before. It's still that. Yeah, I mean they play that earlier, but it's like they have like pauses and they phrase it a little differently, and so when you get to that and you hit that thing and you're like, oh my god, I've been playing guitar straight for 9 minutes, haven't paused, it's like all down pick, like there's some. So when playing, I find songs like that to be like exhilarating.
You know, ironically, because there's a song I want to talk about. It's On Every Street by the Dire Straits, and that's kind of why I toasted to Mark Knopfler. But what you're saying with Metallica is like they hint at like certain riffs throughout the song. They hint at that, you know, and not saying necessarily hint at that so it is the outro, but they use those pieces like earlier so that they're giving you all the same pieces. They're not really doing anything that new, but they're giving you all the same pieces in like this nice finished ending, you know?
Yeah, it gives it this like it's like a throwback. It still keeps the same theme, but then it like you know, and they don't just do they do the they like extend it for a double thing, so you know it's like, oh, this is the end, like
yeah. It makes you think of like I had this song, the end of a song I wrote, Young Love. Like it ends, the very last bit is like you repeat kind of this little doodle, and it's a doodle that's in two octaves, so like one guitar plays lower and then the other guitar plays the higher. But you do that like 4 times, and then you sustain on like the third with a bend. But that kind of like callback, I feel like you listen to all these songs like Metallica, and then subconsciously you're using these callbacks like in your own writing and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like one of my songs, it's in drop D, but the end, it goes, because there's a riff in the beginning that goes, it has that part in it, but then at the end I do it like, or it like I do it double, and then I add that little, so it's like, you know, a throwback. And yeah, I definitely you know, I never thought about that, and I think that's something, I mean, I'm working on now is song structure. I think that's a, you know, another thing that like I've traditionally just wrote in like a just you keep writing, and then it's just, you know, I don't really write. I didn't traditionally write in the verse, chorus, intro, outro kind of thing, and I'm switching more to writing that way. So I start thinking about that more. But before, it would just, outro was just like, what's the fucking last riff I want to play? Like, I don't want to, like, you like, this song is done. Like, there's no more I can add to it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's something, it's an interesting question, because when you asked it, I was like, I guess I haven't, you know.
Well, it's like it stems for me. It stems to a lot of different places when you're thinking of outro, of like how does a song, like can you shift a song so that the ending feels unique in some ways? And that's kind of like what I was kind of thinking about. Or how can you use the ending of a song to really seal it? Zach, what were some of the songs that you thought of when I just brought up outros and that whole thing?
Well, I mean, November Rain, but
By Buckethead.
Who
Oh,
plays the guitar on that?
I think it's Slash, obviously. So
I think he did a cover of the Buckethead song, but
I think I'm gonna stab you twice.
is this after the initial stabbing?
Yeah.
Is the second stabbing gonna be at his funeral?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in the hole before they cover his casket. I'm gonna rip the door open.
Well, joke's on you. I'm gonna get cremated, so.
I will stab your ashes.
You can still stab an urn.
No, forget the urn. I'm gonna pour the ashes out, and I'm just gonna stab the ashes.
While playing November Rain?
Yes.
I'm gonna beat you to the sound bites and make a really disturbing sound bite of that and be like, help, I think my podcaster buddy is trying to
just what you need to do is make like
I'll edit this one, guys.
What you need to do is make like an anti-political, like a smear political ad. Zach Hayes, fifth best guitarist in Michigan.
He doesn't even know who wrote November Rain.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it was Buckethead.
Yeah. I cannot.
You can. I have faith in you. We'll make it.
So that song. But you know what? Something I realized. Outros aren't really a thing anymore.
You don't think they're a thing anymore?
Name a modern song with an outro.
I mean, why would I listen to modern music?
Is modern? Can we say modern as like the last 10 years?
Let's say the last 10 years. Yeah.
Does it have to be rock or can it be pop and that kind of stuff?
It could be anything, man.
Rock. I think the only songs, if you come up with them, will be rock. But yeah, sure.
So I mean, the song "Good Mad City" by Kendrick Lamar. So
thank you. I knew there was gonna be a Kendrick one. I knew he had a good outro somewhere.
I mean, Good Kid, Mad City is artistic. It's just a masterpiece. But like the song "Mad City." So what I love about that song is it's two songs. So the first starts it's the one that goes like dun 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 dun, and it starts with a heavy trap beat, and then the second half is like a '90s. West Coast Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, G-Funk style. Not as much G-Funk, but just that old school like 90s West Coast hip hop song. So at the end, and he has a line that goes, Compton, USA made me an angel on angel dust. And then they cut to just the beat going with like this Dr. Dre kind of synth that's like, and it's like, it like the whole song kind of like culminated to I feel like this one line that encapsulated like it just captured what the whole song was about. It's like Good Kid, Mad City, Compton, USA made me an angel on angel dust. Like the city fucked me up. And then they outro it with just this beat in like an old school 90s kind of synth thing. And like that to me, why I love that is he hits that line and then you're like, oh shit. And then the beat a little bit longer and then that's it. So you're like, oh, that's what the song is about. Like, I really like that you got to the end and it's like TLDR, this is what the song is. Again, that's not necessarily rock, but it's not rock, but when they saw them live, he had a whole rock band play that song and it was super cool. But yeah, that's one that comes to mind.
I mean, it's got to be something by like Rat-a-Tat. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I mean, their whole song, that's even, oh, well, yeah, there's a song called Tropicana by Rat-a-Tat too that has an outro that does like piano.
So fuck you, Zach Hayes. Outro still matters.
Yeah.
2 songs!
Well, I mean, you could look at the history of most songs and probably find that like not a ton of them have outros.
That's true.
It's not saying that they are they don't happen, right? That's not like what I'm trying to think here, but like when they do happen, they can be like really great. And obviously also sometimes when they do happen, they just don't really matter. But
well, and I think they don't matter. They don't happen as much because a lot of the examples that we're thinking of are very long songs. Like you know, you're talking about Fade to Black, or we're talking about
Black Sabbath or Iron Maiden or any of those guys.
Yeah, Black Sabbath.
Rhyme of the
Iron
Ancient
Maiden.
Mariner has the best outro.
Yeah, or
just have to get past 13 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Or yeah, like Freebird, all this. It's like you've got past 9 minutes, so they have to cut it off somehow. So I think that I think that that's partially why, is that a lot of songs, if anything, a song like song structure and things like that have changed a lot because you know, songs are much shorter. You know, a lot of songs are like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. So like having a dedicated outro doesn't hit as much, or like a lot of songs are being used for like, you know, TikTok or Instagram and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's just gotta hit. And I think that's affected rock too. I mean, I don't know as much as you guys, but
I mean, I feel like I haven't gone in depth enough, but there's probably definitely something on the newest Tool album and probably definitely something on the newest Deftones album that I just can't think of because I haven't listened to them enough. But like even like Tempest, I think it has like a fairly unique ending because it kind of has a stuttery thing at the end. Because I think the chorus is something like that. I think the chords go, but then it's a very stuttery ending. That's just the main riff. I can't think of it. But Tempest, I think it has. I mean, you can look at probably any Deftones song and look at like the composition of it very critically. Like, I didn't read the full article, but I saw like an article somewhere talking about the Deftones as possibly one of the most adaptive, like progressive metal bands because they've combined like so many different elements of different genres of music and adapted. Like they have like shoegazy elements in their music that work really well.
It's a word I haven't heard in a long time.
Shoegaze.
Shoegaze. Yeah, I feel like Deftones is the band that the bands I love. Like I listened to a little bit of Deftones, but I didn't really get into Deftones. But the reason I got into them or like ever even checked them out was that most of the bands I listened to listed them as like, you know, inspiration. And I feel like, yeah, they like you said, they're probably.
I mean, you have a 7-string guitar. I feel like you need to start learning some Deftones.
But that's what I'm saying is like, you know, there's that thing of like when you're you know, like the bands I like them, but not, you know, they're not like a direct. It's like Run DMC or something. Like I don't listen to Run DMC. I respect the hell out of.
Come on, man! My Word Is Born.
They're cool. No, they're
King
cool.
of Rock.
But yeah.
So we got some modern stuff for you, Zach. Are you satisfied? Is that to your satisfaction? What about the Hamilton musical? There's probably some fantastic endings in the Hamilton musical that I just can't think of right at this minute. So
Hamilton is just lit, so that doesn't count.
That does
not count.
If it's too lit, you just can't mention it.
It's also a musical, so there has to be an outro.
Not in every song.
But like at least to the entire thing. Like the final song is like
don't ruin it. I haven't finished it, so.
How you not finished it, dude?
Dude, it's like 6 hours long. It's like Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, but
it's 6 hours long.
Dude, Buckethead gets on stage at the end of it.
Yeah, Buckethead. Buckethead is George Washington.
But
his name is Alexander Buckethead. Alexander Buckethead.
Just Alexander Buckethead. Just right in the middle of it.
Yes.
I was trying to think of Buckethead songs with outros, but I feel like
No, I don't. No,
you'll
that's
cut the
not
whole thing. That
Jordan.
I'll have to like save that for another episode when you've simmered down.
Yeah, I'm heated because
You're triggered.
So I was saying earlier that, like, let's see if I can do this. Let's see. I was saying earlier that Comfortably Numb was one of the outros that I was thinking of, and part of me thinking about outros like led me to like wanting to challenge myself for something for this episode. So let's see if I can do it. But I think we would be remiss if we didn't like at least like try to do this outro on the show. But Stairway to Heaven, that's one of the songs that like made me think about. Keep going, Prabhu. I fucked it up. But Zach, can you do it?
I don't remember that leg, and then.
That's on my to-do list for the last 12 years.
We're like Jimmy Page.
I was on a roll.
Yeah,
sorry.
you
Jimmy
got
Page
it.
is gonna like accidentally.
I've been practicing it because I wanted to try to do it for the show.
Jimmy Page is gonna accidentally tune into this, and he's gonna have a heart attack and die. Be like, wow, all three of these guys suck. They just butchered my solo.
I hope he does like a stitch with us in TikTok where it's just like, well, let me show you how to play it.
It's like,
Yeah, right.
it's like, hey,
I'm gonna try it. Damn, every time.
and it's just me in the background doing like a gent version. And then Kanem just soloing over it, and Zach soloing over it.
All right, I might actually try to like record a separate video for Zach to snip in. But anyways, no, I feel like that is like one of the outros that like immediately came to mind when I like was thinking about outros, because like even outside of just like the actual solo, like the mastery of that song where it's going. That whole transition. There we go. We got that far. I'm not gonna try it again. But well, that whole bit of it like just makes it so stated as like this is going to be the end and it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, and the outro, because to me, I feel like the solo isn't even the outro because they have the whole part after that's like that. Yeah, with the singing, and then they have the whole, and she's buying the stairway, and it feels like,
like yeah, but like that whole section, like you got this whole bit that like it defines like this. It gives you everything. Like I talk about like the triumphant endings of like some of those fade outs from Metallica. Or from like other like heavy metal bands, but then it also like gives you that finality of like we're ending this, and it just sets.
Oh, actually, Zeppelin outro, that song I sent you, Achilles' Last Stand. I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play it. But that one.
So why even tease us?
I know. Well, I can play the. I don't know how to. That's all I know how to.
Sorry, Jimmy Page.
But that song, hey, he said it's his favorite Zeppelin song, so at least he'll be like, okay, these guys, fucking, they just are bad at guitar. They're not idiots. They're just bad at guitar. But
especially Zach Hayes.
that song, especially the number. Oh, he's only the number 5th that case.
Yeah.
And I
Number 5th.
that song outro is the same as the intro, and that's another like 8-9 minute song. And I think the reason why outros fit for that too is it's like you said, those songs are very holistic. You know, like Stairway to Heaven has like everything in a rock song that you want. You know, it's like
even copyright infringement.
It even has other songs in it. Like that's how good it is. It's like 5 actual songs. Just
I feel like the copyright infringement is such bullshit when you actually like listen to who they copied from.
That's a whole nother podcast episode, but I'll have to consult with lawyers first before talking.
Right.
But I mean, those songs are just very holistic. So I feel like when you get to that outro and you get to that whole kick-ass section, you've been like, yeah, like to me, even it starts when the drums kick in. Like when the drums kick in, it's just like, like this just like.
That's a good point. Like it gives you something every step of the way. Like it's defined something new every step of the way. Yeah,
and especially Jimmy Page is like one of my first guitar heroes, and like that was the song I watched on repeat. That live at Madison Square Garden video of them playing that song.
Yeah,
and just like getting to that culmination of it all with like the solo and just like Robert Plant screaming at the top of his lungs at the end. It's just like, yeah, you feel like you've taken this journey. You know, like you've gone that far, and then it simmers down, and you're like, whew. All right, that was the song. Like that's the same feeling. That's the same feeling I feel with Master Puppets too. Is it's got a little less variation, but like that it's got that middle part with it's got like a whole journey within the song that like But I actually thought of another outro that is like is kind of meta because it's like the song is an outro to an album, but the Soldier Side outro on Hypnotize is because they have the intro on Mesmerize, but then they have an outro song Soldier Side with the and I think that's a very I think it's a very overlooked song, and the whole song serves as an outro to a whole album, and it's like I feel like it's like watching a play ending with the last scene, but then when they end and they bring in the welcome to the Soldier Side, na, 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 but it's like sung, and then it's just chords, and then they go to the It's very theatrical, and I feel like, you know, when listening to those albums as a whole, it really feels like, you know, end curtains like come back, and it's like, yeah, I find that to be a cool. It really is truly an outro in many regards of just like the song's an outro. They built it in a way that like even within the song, it's very meta to like the other album, and I just think that's like. I hadn't thought about that until we were talking, and I was like, that to me is a genius one.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to talk about outros, and before we play out here, I feel like the other thing, well, it's your outro this time.
Is it me? Oh shit.
Rock. But I mean, I can play too. It doesn't matter. But what I was thinking about. When I was asking you about like the guitar that you wanted to mod earlier, and then I know you're like also like kind of considering doing a custom guitar, I feel like learning Stairway to Heaven and then learning like the subtle fact that like although Jimmy Page is like probably a lot known as a Les Paul guy, like that solo was recorded on a Telecaster. That kind of like made me want to get like a white Telecaster with I know I can't get a rosewood fretboard new anymore, so maybe getting like a used one like that. But that started making me want a Telecaster. So we'll see. Maybe next week this will be different. But I highly doubt it. I'm gonna be good.
Hey, I mean, we'll see. Every week's
it's like AA.
Take it one step at a time,
Take it
man.
one
Don't
step
cold
at a
turkey. Don't be like Zach with coffee.
Yes.
Maniac.
That was a
All right.
mistake.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
want to talk about
You can
it.
talk about it. Tell us your trials and tribulations.
I just was like, you know what? I'm going to cut my coffee in half. And then I did that. And then it was just sad. It was difficult. And I was like on a really good guitar roll. And then like it just kind of stopped that.
You sound
and then
so sad.
dude, I am.
Just
I'm
have a
really
cup
sad.
of coffee.
Like I was doing so good. And then I just had this rut. And I've been in this rut until like 5 o'clock this evening. So don't quit coffee, kids.
Keep
Drinking coffee.
So the thing was, like, I wasn't drinking that much coffee to begin with. So like, I'm fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm a coffee. It's fine.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Fine.
We're gonna blow up your text today about like I can't function without the coffee.
If I didn't drink the coffee, I wouldn't have come up with that lick.
So are you fine?
I'm fine now.
Happy for you, Zach.
And on that
All
note,
right. Probably you playing us out?
yeah, here's the outro to that song I was talking about earlier, Fox. So. There it is.
Yes.
It's very different playing drop D on a 7 string, but anyways.
Be well, fellas.
Be well
So,
and be
guys,
merry.
it's good talking.
Thanks, guys.
for tuning in.
Ciao.